Hi, a very good morning again. Being Tuesday, I want to thank all of you from your busy schedule. You have taken out time and have registered for this session. And I really hope that this session is helpful and enlightening for all of you. As the topic says, that this is related to accelerating business productivity with M365 Copilot, where the real world use cases and adoption strategies for Copilot will be spoken about. Before going ahead with the agenda, I want a 1 minute so that I can walk you through about around Zilite, what Zilite is all about. So Zilite Solution is a Microsoft partner since last 15 years, and its headquarters is present in Pune, and global footprint is in UAE, Kenya, and US. So we are a Biz App Solution partner, and we have expertise of Dynamic 365 CRM. We have implemented around 350 enterprise solutions and 150 plus bespoke applications in 30 plus industries. And overall, we have served 500 customers, happy customers, I can say. So this is the Microsoft stack where Zilite has the expertise in, be it SharePoint, Power Platform, Fabric, Copilot, and M365, Dynamic 365. We also do product development, and we are also open in collaborations as well. So these are few of the industries we have put. You can see projected on the slide. Major is automobile industry we have worked with, and then the government sector. UAE, we have many customers in government sector, pharmaceuticals, IoT automations, and so on. We also have subject matter expertise in major technologies like .NET, PHP, because we also do staff augmentation. So that is something Zilite provides the resources on site and time and material basis in these technologies. This is a 10-step development process that Light follows for any project that we take care of, right from discovery to post-deployment growth with full support, making sure the users are familiar to use and independent enough to use the um, implementation we have done. These are some of our global clients. We have mentioned few here because of the space. So Caterpillar, Align is a UAE customer, then government customer is government of Fujairah, and so on. These are our Indian clients. There are many, but we have chosen few which you must be familiar with, like Siemens, Rocket, Kirloskar, Baramati, Agro, Micron Clean, Microtech, Alloy Master. These are all from manufacturing industry, automobile industry, and so on. This is our website. Please feel free to visit our website to see the case studies related to any of the domain you want to see. It's all mentioned there. And if you want us to contact one-on-one and want to take a session, be it on any of the services or products you're looking for, this is the email ID you can write on, and we will get back to you. So with this, I will take an opportunity to introduce our speaker, Mr. Tobin Thomas, who is holding 14 years of experience and is a solution architect in Microsoft. And today's session, he will be taking on Copilot. Tobin, over to you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Aarti. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So it's really an honor to kind of be with all of you, as part of Microsoft and Zilite partnership. And I am here today to kind of take all of us through M365 Copilot and its features. Okay. So let me share my screen. Please let me know once you're able to see my screen.
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, thanks. So before we get started, I would like to kind of get an idea of how many people are using M365 Copilot, the paid version of it, right? The reason I'm asking is because Otherwise, it might be boring for a lot of you if you are already using N365 Copilot license. And then if I show how to summarize emails, how to create presentations, then it will be it won't be helpful to you, right? So for that reason, I'm just asking, like, if by raise of hands or thumbs up, if you can show, how many people of you are already using N365 Copilot license. If no, perfectly fine. I mean, we'll start from the scratch. Okay, I know. Okay, I see two hands. Okay. All right. So since we have only two people using M365 Copilot, so three. Okay. Uh, you might have to bear with me because I might, since we have majority of people do not have M365 Copilot license or haven't used it or experienced it, we'll start from the scratch. It might be just a little boring for you guys, Snehal, Nikita, and Jayad Sheikh. But please bear with me. We'll just go through the fundamentals first, and then we'll slowly move into. I'll show you some demos as well. Okay. All right. So let's get started. So coming to M365 Copilot, let me tell you, as a product, it's an AI product that's embedded within all our productivity applications. So when I say productivity applications, your Outlook, SharePoint, OneDrive, Teams, it's this AI product. Copilot is an AI product that's connected with all these productivity application, and it grounds its data through Microsoft Graph Connector. So Microsoft Graph Connector is nothing but it connects all your tenant work related information, starting from your email, your Teams meetings, your chats, your calendar invites, everything, right? So Copilot seamlessly integrates with all of this. Okay, and we are trying to solve certain real world scenarios here or problems here. Okay, and let's start. So these are some of the pain points that we get when we talk to customers, like, decision makers struggle to kind of quantify um, how this AI integration happens with their products. They don't know how that return of value of the return of investment happens. How so there are, and one of the top concerns from CIOs are like, all of their people are using third-party AI applications, okay, and the corporate data, the work data is being used over there, right? So they don't know if there is a data leak that will be happening with their confidential information, right? Uh, and so there's no security or data governance that's in place for all these applications or these third-party applications when we use our company data with these third-party applications, right? So, and then you don't have control over what are the various type of tools that can be used by my users in my organization, right? So these are some of the fundamental pain points of our customers, right? And then what we as Microsoft decided was that we will create a tool, not just a AI tool, right? We'll create an AI tool that takes care of all these points, which means it takes care of the security and the governance part of the data, right? That's one of it. Secondly, we ensure that all the files or the prompts that you put into uh, the Copilot prompt is not, like, we do not uh, uh, train our LLMs using that, because that's a confidential information to any customer, right? Thirdly, we ensure that all the data response that comes from Copilot stays within your tenant. It doesn't go beyond your tenant, right? Then, fourthly, we also have given um, the provision to extend the capability of Copilot to third-party applications. Now, what I mean is that, see, we already have extended M365 Copilot to work on all the productivity applications, as I said, right? But then, what if you have a Salesforce or a SAP system in your environment, right? So we have also given provisions where you can extend the capability of Copilot to kind of ground the data through these third-party applications and pull information from there as well, right? So that's where, currently most of the customers, like, right now, have a very fragmented landscape. What I mean is, like, you have a lot of tools that you use, right, for ERP, for HR systems, for ticketing systems. So how do we ensure that we are using all these tools, right? And rather than going with an AI capability, now, as we all know, right, it's the AI age. We need AI in all our platforms wherever we are right now. Okay, so why don't we have one single source of AI, which is Copilot, and why don't we have that extended to all these applications, right? So you have one M365 Copilot, the paid version of it, right? That will work or ground the data through all your work information and all the applications that's out there in your environment. Isn't that cool, right? So that's what we are bringing together through Copilot. Okay. So coming here, so this is our entire agent system, agentic system of work. So we start with Copilot, which transforms on the your work data, right? Then you can also build agents, which will be used to kind of extend the capability of Copilot to kind of ground through third-party application data, right? And comes the Agent 365, where you can control on what are the type of connectors that people use while creating agents, and all of it is connected with Microsoft Work IQ, which is nothing but it's an additional layer of intelligence that we have built on Copilot, which allows when the prompt is given to a Copilot, right, before it responds to that user, right? So this is what basically Work IQ. Okay, it understands your style, your habits, where you're working, what your profile looks like, who is your manager, who are your teammates, right? What you do on a day-to-day basis, right? So it's first of all understands, it creates a profile for yourself, right? And it builds that profile in that memory. Okay. Then it looks into the data part of it, right? What are the various, as I already told you, right? It connects with all your data through the Microsoft Graph Connector. So your files, the emails that you manage, the meetings that you attend, the chats that you have with your customers or internal folks, right? So it's connected with all your data. So it has your entire profile and it has access to your entire data. And then it also has contextual insights into, okay, how you inference, right? So it does this predictive action. So once you have given the prompt, it will try to understand, okay, probably I'm going to ask for this thing next, right? So either it will help me with a follow-up prompt, or it will try to kind of give some information on my next questions in my existing prompt response itself, right? So that's Work IQ. So we have built that additional layer of intelligence where the profiling happens along with all my information and personal information. I mean, my work information and my the data that I have access to, and all of it in a very secure way, right? So that's Copilot. So the three areas that we are innovating using Copilot is, one is we are increasing the efficiency of every user when they are working, right? We're increasing the productivity of user, which what I mean by that is, if anyone used to spend like 3 to 4 hours to create a presentation, can now create a presentation in like 15 minutes, okay, uh, with the help of Copilot, right? So there's a clear uh, indication that how easily you are reducing the time effort that anybody puts. So this effort that you used to put in creating documents or try to analyze the document can be now put to for making business decisions, right? So that's where the value of Copilot comes into picture from a productivity angle. Second is the business processes. So you'll have a lot of workflows in your environment. If you build agents, you can translate these processes into workflows where you can have many of the work done by the agent itself rather than you putting effort into, say for example, if an email comes, okay, there's an approval that is required. So before that approval is done, if you want that email to be vetted, right, instead of you doing that, you can have a Copilot agent understand the email, give you a response on what that email is about, and then take an action on, do you want to approve or not, right? So with Copilot, you can do all those business process through workflows, right? And then the most important part is the compliance and the security guardrails. So we ensure that all the security and the compliance guardrails that you have in place in your tenant is applied to Copilot as well. What I mean by that is, for example, if you have set up a DLP policy that don't allow you to put a certain sensitive information like a credit card information in your file and share it over email, right? So you can have that same application, same apply to Copilot interactions as well, which means when I'm asking Copilot for a credit card related stuff, I can block Copilot from responding to that because that's a sensitive information for the organization itself, right? So that's the security and the compliance part that we are talking about, right? So these are the three pillars where we have ensured that we take care of customer pain points, and we'll deep dive into Copilot. I'll just show you how that Copilot looks like. Okay, let me bring the screen up. Right. So, Copilot, uh, you have the application itself. You have the web version. This is the web version where I'm going to uh, M365 or copilot.microsoft.com. Okay. The moment I go there, if I have a, I'll put that here as well. Copilot.microsoft.com in the chat. Okay. So if you have a M365 Copilot license, uh, so when you go to this URL, you will be asked to connect using your Entra ID. Right now, if you have a M365 Copilot license, then you will have all these out-of-the-box agents, like researcher, analyst agent, and everything available to you. But if you're using a free version of it, still you'll be able to kind of prompt the data, but then the grounding will always happen through only the web data, not the work. Okay, so with the free version of it, you won't find the work option over here, but it will be only the web. But with the paid version, you will have both work and the web part, right? Now, the interesting thing to note here is, like, on the top right, if you see, there's this enterprise data protection. Okay. Now, this is basically what we are saying is the security and the compliance guardrails that you have put in your tenant applies to both the free version and the paid, irrespective of whichever you're using. We ensure that the compliance and the security guardrails are applicable to both interactions if you do it through the free or the paid version of it. Okay. Now, just like any AI tool, right? So we have this chat option where you can just give any kind of prompts, like show me what are my pending tasks from yesterday, summarize my emails. You can do all those um, prompts. Okay. In addition to that, you have the option to kind of select which model. Okay. So these are the various models as you can create, or you can select while giving the prompt. Okay. So based on the model that you select, it will use that model to ground the data, okay, before it gives you a response. Okay, so we have the Claude Sonnet also available right now, which was recently released, and we have GPT up to 5.4 that is available for deeper thinking. Okay, so here, so if I want to just summarize my emails. Okay, I mean, I wouldn't use a deep thinking one, because it is just fetching the information from my Microsoft Graph connector with respect to my emails, and then just giving me the data, right? So if you see here, it has started understanding what my emails are based on the priority. Okay, and it has tried to kind of summarize it for me. Okay, now I don't need to kind of give uh, a deep thinking model for this, because it's, as I said, it's just fetching the information, right? But then what you can do is, if you can just select it as auto, which is by default selected, right? So looking at the prompt, Copilot will try to kind of understand, automatically try to kind of switch which model might be more applicable to this particular prompt and give you. So it's better to kind of, you can go with prompt auto. But if you really think that no matter what, I want Copilot to kind of think deep on that prompt, then you can just go ahead and select whichever model that you want from here, right? Okay. The options for selecting is available through the free version as well. But the only thing is, it will ground only through the work data. Sorry, only through the web data, which is the public websites. So if using the free version, if you so see here, I am summarizing my emails. Okay, with the free version, when you say summarize my emails, it won't do it, because um, uh, it's not connected with your uh, Microsoft Graph Connector and your emails, right? So instead, what you can do is say that if you want to summarize an email, you can either paste the content here, or you can upload a file. So this feature is available through the free version as well, where you can go ahead and upload a file. So for example, I want to summarize particular file. Okay, let me see. So say that I have a sales data here. Okay. Now, individually, I can go ahead and call that file, upload it, and then say that, get me insights from this Excel. sheet. So if you look into it, this is something that you can do on the free version as well, where you upload the file, so that file can be uploaded from your local machine, or that file can be uploaded from your SharePoint or OneDrive as well. Okay, uh, that's one way to do it. If it is already connected with your work data, which is if you have it in your paid version of it, you can just do a forward slash and then also call. You see, as you see here, right? When I do a forward slash, it automatically connects. It gives me this option of what is that I'm looking for, if it's a file, if it's a meeting. But this is available only if I have the paid version of it, because it's connecting with my uh, work data. So as you see, it's just summarizing that entire um, Excel file, looking into what are the small deals, how the pattern looks like, and it's trying to kind of derive those insights as much as possible, and then you can build on top of it. So once it has given you the insights, or if you really know what you want to kind of ask Copilot, you can just kind of go give that in the prompt, and Copilot will respond with those insights. Okay. Now this is how it works. Um, okay. And then with the paid version, you can also, if you want, you can call agents that will work on behalf of you, right? So you can do that as well. Okay. Now you can create um, any items. Let me come here. So if you want to create an image, if you want to create a PowerPoint, if you have a certain brand or color that's for your particular organization, you can just select those. If you have certain style that is being followed, certain format being followed by your organization, then you can include that and then give the prompt. So your logos, everything can be injected into the prompt using the add option, either by uploading a file from your local machine or from a work file that is there in your OneDrive or SharePoint, and then you can give the prompt saying that this is what I'm looking for. I would like to kind of create an image. I would like to create a poster for my event. I would like to kind of create a PowerPoint presentation for a particular document, right? So it's all available through it. So I see a question in free version, uploading a file is limited. Uh, Not that I'm aware of. I don't think there's a limit to, I mean, there's a file size limit, but not the number of files that you can upload. I mean, in the sense, not the number of times. So in a particular prompt itself, I think you have a upload limit of 5 documents. That's it. But yeah, you can have any number of prompts in the free version. Size limit was, I think, around 50 MB file, is what I think. Yeah. Again, it keeps changing, I mean, even we are not able to kind of cope up with the change that is happening on the AI part at this moment. It's drastic change. I will have to admit that, every day new features it keeps releasing. Every day new, uh, things keep evolving in Copilot, right? So we always have to be on top of it. Sometimes even I just log in the morning and just ask Copilot, what were the new features that were released today, so that I know that, okay, at least before I go into the meeting, I am aware of these features that were changed. Right? So that's how drastically things are changing in the Microsoft environment. But then that's a good thing. That's a good problem to have, because we have a lot of exciting that gets rolled out. I'll try to kind of show a couple of them today. One is a recently we launched a Copilot co-work agent, so I'll try to kind of show you that today. Right. Okay. Now coming back to the applications itself. So say, for example, I start with, I'll just open a couple of applications from here itself. Right. So I have my Outlook opening. So one easy way to kind of do it is, once you have the paid version of M365 Copilot, see, when I click on Copilot, right, the Copilot chat opens up. Okay. Now, since it's connected with my work data, I can give the profile. I can give my prompt here itself. Okay. But otherwise, I don't even have to open it. I can just open a single file itself, or an email. Say, for example, I open this email. Yeah, so I have option to kind of summarize my Copilot, and this is a very good use case. I don't know if it's relevant for you guys, but I get pulled into as an architect. I get pulled into many of my emails during the seventh or eighth version of the thread. Okay, and sometimes it's difficult for me to kind of understand the entire thread. I have to kind of go to the very bottom, read through it, understand what has happened so far, who has done what, before I give my judgment on that email or that solution that they have been looking for, right? Now, here what happens is I'll just ask Copilot to kind of summarize. And I, again, if you note, I don't have to even go out of my email. My Copilot option is there within the email itself. All I have to do is click on the summarize my email and it will summarize it for me, right? And on top of it, I can also probe Copilot on what were certain discussion points made by a certain particular person, if you if that's possible, right? So here it's just a single emailer, so there's nothing much I can do about it. But if it was a long thread, I can ask Copilot on what did this particular person's mention about or his or her point of view in that email. So I can probe Copilot with certain questions of that email. Okay, that's one. And then if I want to kind of respond, I can just click on do a reply all, and I can even draft email using Copilot. So every time I have the email available, again with the free version of it right now, what you have to do is you'll have to kind of copy this into the Copilot chat and ask it to kind of draft a response for you, right? With the paid version of it, you don't even have to do any of it. When you do a reply all, Copilot symbol already is available for you. All I need to kind of do is mention what I need to kind of respond. Okay, so respond saying that the content is good and we will follow this. Right. Copilot tries to kind of understand the entire email and creates uh, again this you it might look simple for you, but then eventually when you have complex emails, it will create a really good content, which again you can change the tone of the email. You can make it longer, shorter, however you want, right? And you can make changes and then you can send it out. Okay. So I'll just ignore it for time being. And another really cool feature that I like about Copilot Outlook is setting up meetings with Copilot. So I can just do go to reply other reply actions, and I can schedule a meeting with Copilot. What happens is, it will automatically look into the free time of all the participants. So right now, it's like two people in this email. But when you have five, six people in that email, it's difficult to find a time. You'll have to kind of go to the schedule assistant and see which are the time slots available. So here we just ask Copilot to kind of find a time that is available with all the four people, and it already populates the agenda based on the conversation that happened on that email thread. I can just click on insert, then I can make changes. So say for example, I don't want the summarization to be there in that email, I can just go ahead and remove it. And then I can also block a room with Copilot. What it means is, say for example, I have two people right now in the room. Okay, so I can ask Copilot to kind of block. I don't have a room to kind of show that demo, but what basically it does is, looking into the number of recipients, it will try to kind of find a room for me. So say for example, there are three rooms that are available, which is a four-seater, eight-seater, and a 10-seater, right? Now it will see that since only four people are available in this meeting, right? Copilot need not book a eight-seater room or a 10-seater room. So it will look into the efficiency part of it and then book a particular room that is available for the four people, right? And based on the availability, right? So that's how easy. And all you need to do is find a room, look into what's been added, and then find the slot and just send it out. You don't even have to worry about creating a calendar, looking into what are the time slots available, what are the rooms available. You don't have to do any of it, right? Okay, all right. So do we have any questions, since I have been talking for around 30 minutes? Any questions? uh, all right. Another important feature I want to kind of show you was, I'll quickly go to OneDrive. Okay, so say for example, if you are a customer, I mean, most of the customers right now work with multiple vendors or procurement teams, right? So what happens is you always look for proposals. So there will be 3 or 4 vendors who will be contacting you for proposals, right? So nowadays, if you want to review a proposal, right, it will easily take you an hour to kind of understand what the proposal looks like. And if it's four different proposals, 1 into 4 hours you spend on that, right? So here all you have to do is put those 4 proposals into your OneDrive, or even, as I said, you can even call it on your prompt as well, right? Your Copilot chat also, you can add those 4 files and ask it to compare. Or here, what you can do is, if you're already in OneDrive, if your files are already there, just give me a moment. Yeah, all I need to do is just, irrespective of the type of file, all I need to do is select those files and just ask Copilot to kind of either summarize it or to compare files. So when I do comparison, it will try to kind of understand the common parameters or the common fields that are there in these 4 files, and try to kind of make a sensible comparison as much possible. So here it's like random 4 files which doesn't have any correlation. So it might not do a great job. But then if we have proper 4 proposals with a good template and common features, right? Then it will try. So as I said, here it doesn't make much sense, though it's trying to kind of create comparisons. Okay, but then the idea that I was trying to show you was that if you have a template with common fields, common parameters, then it will go into those and try to kind of get you a comparison. Then after that, you can ask questions like, okay, out of these 4 proposals, which partner or the vendor has most experience, or which is the most cost effective proposal, right? So you can further probe Copilot questions on after you review it. Okay, so that's really another cool feature that you can use. And as I told you, you have Copilot in all the productivity applications, your Word document. So if I open a Word document, I can ask Copilot to kind of summarize the document for me, for example. Uh, so say, for example, if I open this document, right? So I already created one. So this is basically I created using Copilot. I asked Copilot to kind of create me a job profile for a security architect. Okay. And if you look into it, it has given me all the key skills that's required. Even I think it also mentioned what are the certain certifications that's required for this particular person to be eligible for this job role, right? Now, I can just ask it to kind of summarize uh, this entire conversation, or the content that is there in my Word document. If I want to create something new, I can create it from here. I can ask Copilot to kind of create and summarize. I can so summarizing and generating insights, everything can be done from all the applications, all the productivity applications. Okay, right now I will quickly jump into I think it was the Copilot Cowork. Just give me a moment. Right. So we have a new agent that we created called Copilot Cowork. Okay. So what I'm doing is, say for example, I'm just trying to kind of give you a demo of how seamlessly it works with all your information that is there. Okay. So say for example, I'm working on a product launch. Okay. So I have a product that I'm going to launch. Okay. And I need help with it. So I'm going to use Copilot Cowork. Okay, to help me with it. Okay. So I go ahead and select it, and yeah, I give this prompt saying that, okay, I have a product launch that is coming up. Okay, so I would like you to kind of schedule a 30-minute meeting with Jason Gregory. Okay, so again, here I'm not mentioning who that Jason is. Okay, from which department it is. So we'll see how it works. Okay, then I have a template for my business opportunity. So I'm asking Copilot to kind of use that template and start filling all the market research report into that particular template. And I have a go no go pitch with my leadership. So I'm asking Copilot to kind of build a PowerPoint presentation for me using that for that particular meeting. Okay. Now, if you notice here, right? So I'll give that prompt. So if you see here, right, there are two JSONs, okay, and by default it has selected the product marketing JSON. Now this is using work IQ it has done, okay, because Copilot understood the context that I was planning to do a product launch, right? I mentioned that in my prompt, okay, and when I gave that product launch stuff, Copilot understood that if it is a product launch and I have two JSONs in the company, okay, it will be more relevant if a product marketing JSON will be involved, because we'll have to, since we are talking about product launch, now we have to look into how do we market this product, how to go to market with this product. So it will be more likely that I will be looking for a marketing guy, right? So by default, it's selected the JSON who is from the product marketing team. Okay. Now, doesn't mean that I can't switch it. I can definitely go with other JSON as well, but I have the option there where Copilot has already selected that for me, you know. All right. Just give me a moment. I think there's a lag that is happening on my side. Just give me a moment. Let me reshare my screen. Meanwhile, okay, comparison have any particular file types required? Any kind of uh, like like PDFs, Word files, PowerPoint presentation, all of this can be used with Copilot. Does it answer your question? Okay. All right, let me reshare my screen again. Arti, could you confirm if you are able to see my screen?
Yes, Robin.
You are able to see my screen. Great,
It's
thanks.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I will just go ahead and click on submit here. Now, if you see on the right hand side, it is already showing the progress. So what it did was it filtered out the three tasks that I mentioned in my prompt. Okay, so the three tasks were like scheduling a meeting with Jason, okay, filling out the business opportunity from the template that I mentioned, and creating a presentation for the go no go call. Right. So, so it understood and it created three different outcomes for my prompt. And here, if you look into it, it has already created a calendar invite. So I don't have to switch to my Outlook. Okay. My Copilot Cowork agent remains my single pane of glass. I can stay within this. Okay. And it has given me a common slot that is between myself and Jason. And this is where I can kind of go ahead and schedule that meeting. Okay. So all I have to do is click on create, and that email goes to Jason. Okay. Now the beauty of it is, if you see on the right hand side, it will show you a graph or bar on how much it has completed so far. Okay. So in between, what happens is, say that I have a new prompt I have to give. Okay. Now with Copilot Chat, what used to happen was when you have to wait for this existing prompt to get completed, or you'll have to stop it before you give the next prompt, right? Now here, what happens is with the Copilot Cowork agent, I can just go ahead and give a new prompt. So say, for example, here I want to kind of send an email to another person. Okay, I'll just go ahead and give that prompt. Okay. Now, while Copilot works on that prompt, you will see that the previous prompt is again being worked by Copilot in parallel. Okay. And I can see the progress of it. I can see that the outputs, it's generating something on the output based on the templates that I selected, right? So here I can just work on that email that I just now asked Copilot. If I want to kind of make any changes, I can make those changes here itself. I don't have to switch to Outlook. Once I'm good with that email, I can just go ahead and click on send. Okay, so I send that email. And in the meanwhile, you see that all the three activities that were mentioned has already completed from the previous prompt. There were two files that were created. One is uh, the the pitch presentation deck that was created. The other one was the business opportunity file that was created based on the template. So let's try to open the pitch deck. Yeah, so this is the pitch deck it has already created for me for like, it has also understood uh, who the marketing manager is. So all this activity is done using the work IQ intelligence. I told you right before when we started this call that Copilot has this work intelligence where it's trying to understand the entire profile before it gives a response. Okay, so it understands the entire context of it and then gives you the response. Okay, and I can switch through these slides from here itself. I don't even have to go into PowerPoint. Okay, and if I want to kind of make any kind of changes, I can do that as well from here. Okay, so yeah, so this is how seamlessly it works. So I have my outputs already completed. I have my I can also, if I want to see what were the input files that I gave, I can also see that as well, right? So this is how seamlessly you can now use Copilot with your work data. Now, I would also like to kind of show an Excel on how that looks like on the Excel part of it, because Excel is a pretty much favorite use cases of most of the customers, right? So say here I have an Excel file with enough data into it, right? So I can go ahead and select which model I want to do. Here I'm going to kind of select the Claude model, and I'm going to kind of give my prompt out here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I have an Excel file, okay, this is my finance assessment Excel file, okay, and we just now spoke about a product launch that I was doing, right? Now, for that product launch, I already have a certain budget sheet that I have created. Okay, I would like to kind of bring all those expenses into my finance assessment, my this current Excel file. Okay. I hope you got the context of it, right? So I have a business opportunity in the briefing document that we just now created, right? And then it has all the expenses that are there in that particular for that particular product launch. Okay, I'll just go ahead and select this, and this is the briefing document that we generated, right? And then I'll give the prompt. So here what's going to do is it's going to kind of fetch the information. So it's trying to understand the business opportunity briefing document, and it has tried to extract the expenses from that particular document. And you see it has already imported those expenses from my document. And since certain common parameters were not there, it just updated with the budget of each month, right? So these are the various expenses that are incurred, and with the budget, it has just put it over there and added to my current Excel file. Okay. Now I'm going to kind of ask it to kind of yeah, so I have another revenue projection report I have. So I'm asking it to kind of create a new sheet, okay, with a particular dashboard. So I would like to kind of see that profitability dashboard in the new sheet, but within the same Excel file. Okay, so I will kind of give that. So in all I have to do is I have to select that revenue projection report. So I'll just select that revenue projection report here. Okay. And this is, I get it seamlessly because it is already stored in my OneDrive. So I just do a forward slash and select that file, and I can just click on next. So I've also mentioned what are the models I would like to be incorporated, like the best worst model and all. So as you can see, it has already created a dashboard from that referencing that particular document, and it's also creating certain graphs. So if you look here, right, it's kind of giving me all the information. It has created those graphs for me, right? So entire dashboard is itself is created for me from that by referencing that particular document. Right? So think about it. That time and invest the time that we used to spend to kind of create a dashboard by understanding a particular file and all, right? To extract the information from a particular file and putting it in an Excel sheet and then converting that into a dashboard and then deriving insights, how much time we currently spend, right? And all of it is just done in few minutes by using Copilot, right? So what I just wanted to kind of show you was the power of Copilot here. You know how seamlessly we can have Copilot integrate with your work data, okay, and it and work on your existing productivity application to kind of get meaningful insights out of the data that you have and seamlessly, right? It connects with all your information, your email context, your meeting invites, your Teams chat. Everything is being taken into consideration while this the response is given by Copilot. All right, I was not looking at the screen. Do you have any questions? All right, and maybe one last thing would be to see that. There's a sales agent, but then sales copilot is a different it's a different licensing altogether, you know. So we can just select the sales agent and say, for example, I'm looking for I have an upcoming meeting that is coming up, okay, and I want to kind of prepare myself for this upcoming meeting, okay. Now I have the it already has insights into that meeting because it's showing in my calendar. So the customer is Woodgrew Bank, and then it's regarding accelerating sales with Copilot, okay. So what I can do is I can just ask Copilot to kind of help me prepare with the meeting, okay. And what Copilot does is um, it gives me a company overview, okay, how the market position looks like for this customer. So basically it's just preparing me for the meeting, and it I can also look into what were the recent conversation that not I have had, but even my team has communicated with this particular customer, right? So I will get a good context of what are the various discussion that has happened so far, okay. And this is where again I bring the work IQ part of it, where it already understood that John is part of my team, right? And then it already understood Jane also from my team tried to kind of get in touch with this particular customer, right? So it's looking into the context of that particular customer and trying to kind of get me those information. And I can also look into the external attendees, okay. So for example, I can look into who from the customer side had attended previously these meetings or had some kind of communication with us during the previous interactions with us, right? And it will also show what are the various talking points, okay. So during those meetings with the customer, what were the various talking points that were discussed. So I totally know that I don't have to kind of repeat certain questions because these questions were already asked and I have a response to it. I know what was discussed, right? Because it pulled those information from those team meetings uh, that was recorded, right? And then I can also look into what are the communication highlights that happened so far. So it will just give me a summary of what were the communication highlights that happened, and I can just start from here. And then once I have a context, then I can probably ask Copilot to kind of summarize the discussion with Woodgrove. So I already have this information, but if I would like to kind of go a level deep on whatever the discussions that happened, I can do that as well. Okay. And then I go back to Copilot. Yeah, and if I want to know, like based on the meetings that I've had in last 6 months, I would like to know like uh, who from my company had the best relationship with this customer, right? If I want to kind of have a chat with that person, so I can just mention that, and it will bring that, Meena from my company was proactively working with this customer. So I can, if I have any questions, I can go ahead and ask those questions to Meena directly. Or I can also ask Copilot as well. I don't have, this was just for my information. Okay. And now if I want to look into what were the open opportunities that's there in pipeline, okay, I can pull that. And this is all being connected. This agent is connecting with the the Microsoft 365 data as well as the CRM data, Dynamic 365 data, right? So it's connecting with all. So M365 Copilot just connects with uh, your productivity data, which is your work data, right? Your email and your files and stuff. But with Sales Agent, it will also connect with your CRM data and kind of try to kind of give you a response with that. All right, so that was my quick demo on the capabilities of Copilot. Please let me know if you have any questions.
All right, it's lovely, Tobin. Thankful, we are very thankful to you for taking out time and giving us this session. I'm sure our audience must have taken some insights how Copilot works and how it can benefit and make our life easy. With this, we will conclude this session, and please feel free. You will receive an email and a recording on in your mailbox, and get back to us if you want to have one-on-one session and have more queries. Thank you again, Tobin, for being with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, Arati, and it was really
Mm,
great to kind of have the session with all of you.
Thank you. Bye bye. Have a
Yep.
great day.
Yeah. Bye
Bye.
bye. Yeah. Thank you.